So now I'm going to go back into the inner city because I really haven't been there or seen much there yet. And I think we're almost halfway through the day. Okay, so now I'm back inside the inner city. And I will go down and follow the crowd. So the emperor would have passed through these largest of these three portals and would have walked down through here, perhaps on these very stones, and then crossed over the bridge that was only for him. And as was the case as usual, I wonder how old is this walking super salon? Are these perhaps the original stones? Did the emperor walk somewhere upon these stones? The mountain in central Australia that I chose not to climb because the natives there preferred that you not violate that religious space. I won't walk across this bridge in deference to the emperors, though I would normally show them no deference as political tyrants, although they really didn't see themselves that way. Look at the size of some of these stones, rather large and impressive, and curved as the one at the top is. There are fish in there, you can see them. I whimsically imagine the emperor as a young boy coming out here with his fishing pole trying to catch some fish. But I think that's pure fantasy. And as I stand here and shoot across, I think that each of the bridges to the side of the main one is slightly lower than the main one. I'm just casually strolling across along the sacred river. I wonder if the emperor, who we see as being all-powerful, was really a puppet in the hands of not just powerful people like the Dowager Cixi, but all of his advisors, etc., etc., so that he could not just indulge the whimsy of a casual stroll like I am now making, but rather was forced into an intricate sequence of daily regimen. And to better appreciate how this might have been used, much in the same manner, one of the best ways to appreciate the Colosseum in Rome is to see the movie Gladiator, is to see the movie The Last Emperor. Pieces of rock, I assume that they're laying on their edge, crumbling from the time of the emperors. And would some of these have felt the weight of the emperor? Not directly, because he probably was carried everywhere. Sadly, he reminds me of being more on the role of the Queen Ant. Something that was gargantuan in size compared to her peers, and had almost no function but to, in the ant's case, create more ants, and here to be a symbol of power, even though he was not even seen by his own people. You would think that these are the original stones. They're curved. What the purpose of the curve was for, I don't know. There have been some subtle repairs occasionally. There are apparently always uneven sections to a wall. And you notice that here the one in the center, the largest, because this would have been the entrance that the emperor would have used only. Now it starts to get interesting because here we can see relief detail or embossed detail, whatever, of symbols perhaps of China, of the emperor, and they're more so. I wish there were a way of getting a view of these, probably from some magazine like Architecture or Archaeological magazine. There are detailed pictures of this, for lack of a better term, frieze, although it's lying out. This suggests that it is one carving. Huh. On the ground rather than on the wall. Here appear to be 5 mountains, but it looks like those could be waves in between them. I don't know. If they are, it could be mountains that are the 5 sacred ones of China, like Huashang and Huangshan. But this looks altogether too much like water here for some reason. This next panel seems to be serpents. Certainly that snake-like skin. Whether this was always here or not, I don't know. Some of these are in better condition than others, whether that reflects that they've been redone in the past, like those 2 right there that look too pristine, versus the ones above and below that are quite heavily weathered. There's some detail carved into this wall. And then certainly gargoyle-like, and they have holes in them. Some of these have been redone. You can see like the one on the right's heavily weathered, whereas the one on the left there looks like it's almost brand new, and probably is. That looks like some kind of beastie with its frog-like or amphibian arm and hand reaching back to grip the wall so it can hang out over. Interesting how these gargoyle-like architectural features seem so similar to what you would see in medieval European cathedrals. Was this a spontaneous generation idea, or was there some cultural transfer? And we take some close look at this roof line. And the lady I talked to for some length in the ceramic exhibit, who was a person who was working there, is the green stands principally for the children of the emperor, as well as all people at large, as well as nature even more broadly. The blue, the sky, and the yellow, which may be represented by gold, is the color of the emperors. So let's go up top side and take a closer look. It's this detail that's fun to look at a year or so from now when I have the luxury and leisure of time. One wonders what the significance of the design elements are. I wonder from where the motif of a lion comes from in a place like China. When did they have lions and where?